And namaste, my friends. Yeah, I'm gonna also start making a series on my kirtan practices because those are pretty damn powerful, and I feel like I'm wasting a lot of good knowledge by not like making videos about my kirtan, and so I'm just gonna start making kirtan videos, yoga videos, and kirtan videos. Those are my practices that I am doing at the present moment, and those are what are really contributing to my life. And I think I will keep kirtan because it's a, as I've said before, kirtan is an engage is a practice where you sing and you sing God's name and you like call for God and you reach out for God and you try to like bring him into your life. And so it's a like today's practice, right? Let me just talk about today's practice. I was getting into the flow and reading, and there was like this thought that came up of just allowing and giving space for all the energetic flourishings or the energetic risings, occurrences, the energetic occurrences that are happening, to just let them come and to not like get in the way of them, to not block them, to not try to divert them, to not try to do anything to them, but to just like be a presence that allows them to be what they are. And so it was like I'd have different emotions, I would have different thoughts, different sensations. And I was just learning that art of just letting go and just appreciating and seeing where it can go, which is a very hard skill to learn. Like, it seems like following is the easiest, but this is a whole new level of following. This is a whole new level of creating space that is powerful enough to not be affected by what's in it and to like at the same time be fully engaged. So it's like this creating space, you're not creating distance. Like, I'm not creating distance from the emotion or the thought, whether it's positive or negative. I'm not like trying to distance myself from it and like trying to disattach myself. It's actually the reverse. It's like I engage with it so much and I freaking like just accept it so much that I'm fully overtaken by that emotion, by that thought, and I just allow the natural occurrence of what it would do on its own without my getting in the way, without my forcing of myself and my thoughts on it and my intention, and to just see where it goes. And it was like this engagement, this beautiful, just letting go, but at the same time, just being so captured with that thought and the emotion that I'm able to like just freely enjoy all the emotions that there are, positive, negative, good, bad, it doesn't matter. Like all of them, they're just experiences to be enjoyed to the fullest. Oh, and they are so fantastic, so fantastic. So yeah, the kirtan practice is a very interesting. You're like singing God's names. I'm singing God's names, and you're like there's many focus points that you can have. It's like um, it's a oneness that's required. That's the only thing. It's like consistency and oneness. So there's two aspects to kirtan. There's the singing part and there's the listening part. And so between these two aspects, you have to have like two different focus points. And the most powerful focus points, obviously, when you are singing, is all the voice, is to just focus on the voice, on the way it's pronounced, on the way that sound is created from silence, and how you energetically are creating and using intention on the physical throat, on your sound making box, how your intention is transformed into physical sound, which is being generated by your throat, and how emotions are being are being connected and being released. Because you can sing happiness, you can sing sadness, whatever emotion you can be feeling, you can like express that with your voice. So it's like how do you express the emotions which you are feeling through your voice? How does the physical sound being produced by the voice? And it's like there's so many aspects of the voice which you can focus on. But like the most powerful that I have found is just the pure one. How does silence become sound? Where is my intention? How does my intention interact with the physicalness to express? And the emotional part comes in when you, like, an emotion will come when you're doing this practice of like deeply trying to understand the reality of your existence, the reality of your expression as an intentful consciousness, which can create physical changes, which can begin processes, end processes. And it's like you have this ability to intend and do things. And so, how does the voice, it's a very good example of how it is, because there's like the two aspects of us. There's the listening aspect, there's like the consciousness, there is the aspect which experiences experience, which everything goes upon. And then there's the other aspect, which is the creative aspect, the energetic aspect, the experience itself, not the experiencer, but the experience itself, and how it's modulated within the mind and body and all the senses and everything to come together to create that quality of experience. And so it's like these two different aspects, the experiencer and the experience. Now, when I say experience, I don't mean like physical tactile experience. Like when I say touch, it's not like the feeling of touch, but rather the process which transforms that touch into the experience that the experiencer is experiencing. So it's more like the mechanism of experience rather than experience itself. So the two aspects is the experiencer, the witnesser, the watcher, the perceiver, and then the other aspect is the mechanisms, is the energetic unfolding or transferring or rearranging of physical sensations into an experience for the experiencer to have. So these two aspects of us are very much captured in the Kirtan practice. When you are listening, you are very much a witnesser, experiencer. You're like sitting back. You're not like you are engaged to the extent that you are perceiving and you are, witnessing. And then the other aspect is the singing. When you are singing, you are creating, you are like enforcing, you are flourishing, you are creating the experience to be had. And so kirtan is a way to like balance both, like all aspects of the self, and to like explore, utilize, understand, come to terms with, have wisdom for all these different, both these two very main aspects of the self. And kirtan is the way that I balance these two and create a more integrated system, right? An integrated system of experience and mechanism, experiencer, excuse me, a more integrated experiencer and mechanisms of experience to transform all experiences. That is the aim of kirtan. It is to unite these two aspects, the yin and the yang within ourselves to create a more holistic life, a more complete life, a more high life, a more happy life, a more engaged life, a more everything life. The life that you want is one kirtan song away. So that is what kirtan is. And it was like the thing that I was saying earlier in allowing space for experience, right? So there's actually the three aspects. There is the experiencer, the mechanisms of experience, and experience themselves. But experience themselves, they're sort of external, like when I get touched, there is me, the experiencer, and then there's the mechanism of experience, which is transforming the physical touch into an experience for me to experience. And then there's the actual physical touch itself, which is like an external, very external thing, which is occurring like in the physical world and the external world. And similarly, like it sounds confusing, but thoughts and emotions and sensations are an external experience. All right. Now that sounds a little bit confusing, right? But it's not. So thoughts and emotions, they are like this touch. When I touch myself, the thought is like this. It is ideas, ego, many different aspects touching each other, where here my hand is touching my face. In an idea, in a thought, ideas are touching other ideas, and many of them are making contact to provide that specific experience, that specific thought, the specific word, the specific memory, the specific whatever. It's like many different components come together and touch. And then the tool that is translating that experience, the mechanism of experience, is transforming that into an experience for you to have. And so it's like earlier when I was saying, I'm allowing myself to give space for the thoughts and the emotions and to like engage with them and to like go with them. It's a way, right? Usually when a thought comes up, a bundle of ideas, the first instinct is to have reactions to them. This is a good thought. This is a bad thought. I don't like this thought. I like this thought. You have a lot of reactions to those ideas touching each other and creating that thought or that emotion. And then you want to create distance. If you like it, you want to get closer to it. If you don't like it, you want to like get away from it. And there's a whole process that begins outside of the pure idea happening. Like imagine with this touch. Let's say this was like a fucking lion's hand touching my face. I would be reacting with fear. I would be, like have just so much riled up intensity inside that I would hate this. I would literally hate a lion's paw being on my face. And then on the other hand, if my wife or my girlfriend is touching my face, then it's like a very different experience. Then I'm gonna be reacting with joy and like, touch me some more. I like this. I like being touched by my wife. It's like, come on. And then you have this reaction. So that's the reaction type. There's the aversion, and then there is the aversion, and then there's the clinging. What you like, you cling to. What you don't like, you are averse from. So earlier, I was trying to get rid of this process and to just let you know, whatever experience comes and whatever reactions come to just happen without me trying to move away or change or get closer to. And what that was doing, okay, I feel like I'm not explaining that very clearly. It's like when an experience happens, when a thought and emotion happens, there are usually like many thoughts that occur like back to back to back to back. Like the mind just runs all over, the emotions run all over. They don't really slow down. They don't really like take their time to be here. And so me, whenever like one idea came, instead of like letting it go to dissolve or like passing on to the next one, it's like I was able to grab it and just fully engage with it for like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. It's not even a long time. But the amount of how quickly my mind goes from thought to thought is like, I wouldn't even say 1 second per thought. It's like a lot of thoughts per second. It's like so fast that it just like skips over everything and just go. It's so fast. And so it's like when I was engaging with it, accepting, it's like one would come and I would literally just stop my mind and my experiencer and everything, my consciousness, and just be with it and see what it would do without me rushing to the next thought, to the next idea. So it's like I would just feel it right here and let it be. And that is such a powerful practice. And I think I'm going to stop here. Namaste.